guys, just wanted to give you a quick heads up on what's happening in the heavens, sign in the heavens, because this week coming we've got two things happening. We've got Comet Atlas coming in for a close approach to the Earth. I've also got a asteroid which is asteroid 1998, so 1998. And the date that they're going to be the so-called their closest approach to the Earth, the date they're looking at is the 29th, which is Wednesday. So yeah, just a quick heads up on this. And you might say, well, what's comets got to do with anything? But they're not just, random bits of ice dropping out of the heavens at random times and not meaningless. I look back and when I was a born again believer, there was a comet coming in, and I noticed that it made its closest approach, whatever, to Earth, where they were looking at a date, and this was in May 2014, and its closest approach was like 23rd, 24th of May. And at that very same time is when the Pope of Rome, the false prophet to come, you could say the prophet is the sorcerer of Babylon Empire, not a Christian empire. It's Babylonian. Everything about them is pagan, Babylonian, whatever you want to call it. There's no Christian, there's no godliness in it at all. I'm not going to go into it. But you've got fake Sabbath holy day, you've got a fake Christmas, you've got a fake Easter. All these things are fake, and if you look at the way they go about their church, it's all ungodly, worshipping statues, worshipping idols, worshipping the sun. It's all there. If you look for it, if you have the Spirit and you're born again, you can see that Babylon the Great Whore, which is described in Revelation, clothed in red and purple, with costly stones and gold and silver, seated on 7 hills, is Babylon Rome, the Roman Empire, which is not a Christian empire at all. In fact, it's where Satan's seat is, and where the Antichrist will come out of, a Roman claiming to be Jewish, a bloodline Antichrist from the royal lineage. But anyway, this harlot went to Jerusalem, and he went to the place where it's so-called that the Last Supper happened, and he went and did a Babylonian ritual with the rest of his little harlots, and they performed all this ceremony and stuff in the place where they believed they had the Last Supper. But this is the very same day that this comet was making its close approach. I mean, that's not a coincidence now, is it? So from that we can take this comet coming in, and people might say, these comets happen all the time. Well, they do happen all the time, but look, this life's a journey and it's full of events. What people don't realise is that even last month, I was looking at the earthquakes and the cycles tightening up as they are right now, really, really tight. The gaps between them are getting to be like months, like half a month, and months, not 20 months like when the cycle began. I could notice 2010 down to 6, down to 3 and a bit. The earthquakes are tightening up. This is why this time is really crucial that we're in right now. Of course, the coronavirus and everything else. I'm getting onto that actually. If these comets actually mean something, this comet coming down and making its close approach to Earth means something. There's an event happening. Now, it could well be that it may just be marking the coronavirus, because when the Black Death happened, which was more like a judgment from God, there was comets. Actually, there was 2 comets that was in the heavens, and it could well be that they were responsible for poisoning the water supply, like a judgment from God. The coronavirus doesn't feel like that. The coronavirus feels more like it's sort of a man-made thing. So, I mean, at a lesser point, it might be that this Comet Atlas coming in might just be marking the peak of the coronavirus, or it may not. This is why the purpose of this video is that if it means something else, more of a biblical thing, then you want to be looking to around Wednesday. If some sort of an event happens at the same time this comet happens, comet close approach, then you know that these things are all connected, obviously. But yeah, it could well be that it's marking it, because if you look back at it from a long distance of time, you might look at it and you're like, oh, do you remember the beginning of 2020? We had that big outbreak of coronavirus and everyone was locked down. And do you remember that comet? That was the same time that comet come past Atlas. You know, that could be the meaning of it all, because we are in very strange biblical kind of times. But I'm just saying it could mean something else. Keep your eyes open, you know, watch the main players, watch the main places, watch Israel as well, because Israel not only, you know, is, you know, the center of the world kind of thing, but it's also the woman. Like Revelation, there's a woman in the heavens, but it says when Satan's cast down to earth and he's stuck on the earth, he goes on and pursues the remnant of her seed. And the woman flees into the wilderness. But she has a place prepared of God that she's going to be nourished for 1,260 days, which is the last 3.5 years of the tribulation. So the woman is an actual meaning on earth, and that's the Israelites, the Jews. And also the Temple Mount means a lot as well. You know, it could, there's events, I don't want to speculate, because it could mean anything and it can only mean one thing. If this is marking an event that's going to come this week, it could mean, I could speculate, you know, but speculation is just simply that, and it can only be one thing. I mean, like for the seals to happen, for seal 1 to happen and the Antichrist to be crowned king, and sit on that throne of David, the Queen has to go, has to depart. So that event has to happen before the seal 1. Even before that, when Jesus takes the scroll with 7 seals, he's caught up to the throne, or like in Revelation 12, the woman brought forth the man-child, and he's caught up to God and to his throne. So at some point the woman, or maybe I've always been in the belief that the Jews or the Israelites have to do something that is like an event which brought forth the man-child. You know what I mean? Like just how the woman in the heaven, the sign, is going to bring forward the man-child. I believe that it'll happen on the earth as well, like the Israelites will do something. Maybe that old covenant where it says, "You will not see me again until you say, blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord." And he said that on the Temple Mount. Any day it could all kick off on the Temple Mount. Do you know what I mean? So that's another speculation, that there could be a kick-off on the Temple Mount in Jerusalem. There could be a conflict starting. Of course, World War III will be started from Israel, even by Satan's own account. He says that the war will be started between the Israel and the Islamic world. Well, Israel's only one place, so it has to be that the war starts there, which is, of course, seal number 2, which, because we get onto, that's a birth pain of that. We have conflict starting, being birth pain of seal number 2. We could have the Queen departing, which could bring forward the seal number 1. The Israelites could do something which brings forward the man-child. As such, if there is an event that the Israelites do to bring forward the man-child, that's just my understanding of it. It makes sense though. Like they may say, "Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord." So I don't know. Anyway, just it could be something totally different. It could be some other significant event that happens. But these comets do mean things, and when they close approach, from my research, going back, like the Pope going in, the place of the Last Supper, defiling it by his own presence actually, but defiling it by their Babylonian rituals. There was a comet coming past at the very same time, so just take a heads up. Wednesday, I'm working all week. I mean, nothing really slips by me, but if you notice anything that's going on, please give me a shout on Facebook, or just use my contact details, which will be in the video description. So just a quick heads up on that one. God bless you all. I'm Pastor Justin Roberts from End of the Age Bible Prophecy, in another sunny, glorious North Wales day, Sabbath day as well, Shabbat. So God bless you all. Amen.